Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening. Just want to coming to you for another encouraging word here as we continue to travel through the book of Genesis. Now we're looking at Genesis verses 6 and 7 and 8. Yeah, 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. The Bible says in verse number 6 through 8, it says, in the King James Version, it says, And God said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Verse 7 says, And God made the firmament, and it divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning was the second day. So, it's King James Version. And basically, what's going on here is that, as you remember, God created light, right? He created light on the earth. Remember, the earth was just a chaotic mess. And the Spirit of God came down, evaluated the scene, and then God demanded, let there be light. And then all of a sudden, there was light, and light kind of was it balanced things out. Now it wasn't just all darkness, it was just it's now darkness and light became a part of the existence of this world. And now what God is doing is beginning to organize things. Now he created light, you got darkness, you got this water, you got this massive body of water with light now and darkness. Now what God did is he's creating the sky. He's separating the waters from the waters. In other words, and I'm gonna read another version, the new translation version. It says, "Then God said, Let there be space between waters to separate the waters of the heavens from the waters of the earth." And then it happened. God made this space between the waters of the earth and the waters of the heaven. God called a space sky. And the evening passed and the morning came, marking the second day. So in the second day, what happened? God goes on to make the sky. He allows the water, like the clouds and all that developed up, went up into the atmosphere. So all of the chemical balances of the atmosphere, God created that. He separated that from the water on the earth, which we know as the waters on the earth. Later on, some other things are going to happen, as you know. But in this day here, the second day of the earth, was the sky was created. You separated the waters from the waters down on earth to the waters that are up in the sky, or the chemical or balance or whatever of the sky. So he created, and what that did, it organizes things. And God always has a plea, he always organizes things. He makes sure that what he does, he makes sure it's organized. It also forms its limitations. The sky had a responsibility. The waters on the earth had a responsibility. Now, the waters in the sky, of course, stayed in the sky, and the waters on the earth, of course, stay on the earth. And they obey what God told them to do. And so everything was being put in order. Remember, it was a chaotic scene. Then God came on. He said, "Let it be light," and then it was light. And He separated light from darkness, made light day, called it day, and called darkness night. And so now you have the organization there, and then now He's kind of homing in like clay, kind of homing in on the earth and making it to be the best creation design home for his future being that he has, that he's going to create in his image later on in this story here. But at this point in the story, day two, he creates the sky. He separates the water from the waters, and he puts space in it to make a sky. So, and that's what we enjoy, looking at the sky. God created that on the second day. And just so you remember, and it was he did it. It's a lot of benefits having, of course, the atmosphere there. It protects us from what's coming out in space coming into Earth. And there's a degree of, you would call it the ozone layer, is the degree of protection that we have in the sky that prevents those particles or to come down here on Earth and affect God's creature that He created, His creatures that He created. So that's it today for your encouragement on that end. We know that God is an organized God, and He's also has the big picture in play. He formulating this big. And you're like, why is He creating separating water from water? He has a big purpose in this. And like I said, the sky protects us. It things fall out of space. They hit our ozone. A lot of stuff you don't know about that, of course, burns up in the ozone layer. Stuff, the fumes that we got to go and that harms us down on Earth. It goes up into the ozone, and for the most part, it tries to take care of most of it. So, well, we could be much worse off if, of course, we was to inhale everything that both comes out of space and here pollutes here on Earth. All right. So, with that being said, God bless you all. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank you, God, for all your creations.